All right, so today we're doing a lesson on creating value in our drawings. And so we're gonna start by creating a value scale at the top of the page. I want you to draw a rectangle at the top. That's roughly about 6 inches long and about 1 inch tall. You're gonna divide that into 2 sections, and then divide each of those halves into 2 sections that are close to the same size. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create 6 different values. So we'll label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you need during the video, feel free to stop it and catch up to where I am before I move on. So we're going to start by putting a light coated graphite in box 6. Use the side of your pencil. And then change angles and do a second coat. Take that graphite with one of your fingers and blend it in and get some graphite on the end of your finger, and then do a very light coat in box 1. Take a little bit more and do a darker coat in box 2. So the idea is we go from very light gray to a little bit darker light gray. Now if you want to put a coat in box 3, 4, 5, and we'll go back over 6. Put another coat in 4, another one in 5, another one in 6, and then one more coat in 5 and 6. Take that finger now and blend the graphite in each of those. The idea is we're trying to progress from one to the next to the next. So 3 is getting there. A little trick is when you're looking at these, if you squint at them, you'll see the value changes. So you see it going from a little bit darker shade each time. So we'll make 4 very slightly darker. That might be too much, gotta be careful. And then 5 darker still. And then 6 darker still. So when I look at these, I can see the value change when I squint from this one to this one to this one to this one. This one's darker. This one needs just a little bit more. And we are good. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a square in the middle of our page. And this square is roughly 2 inches by 2 inches. I like to freehand it and then draw the lines in a little bit more straight with a ruler or a straight edge. And then we're going to put a vanishing point in this corner, and from this corner we're going to draw a line to the vanishing point, this corner to the vanishing point, and this corner to the vanishing point. So we call this the vanishing point. That's a term you need to know. And then the bottom and the top of the rectangle are parallel. You want to draw a line about there that's parallel also to the bottom and the top of the rectangle. So from here, there, and there, those are all parallel. And to finish this one off, at this point we're going to draw a line down, but we want it parallel to the sides of our rectangle. So put your ruler there, pencil there, slide it over, and then draw a line down. You can get rid of any of this extra line out here if you like. Leave your vanishing point though for reference. Now for shading this, when you look at it, we need to know where our light is coming from. So we're going to make a little sun over in this corner, and that's going to represent our light source, which is going this direction towards our object. So the top will be light. It'll be a value of about 1 or 2. The front will be a little bit darker, a value of about 3. And then the back side, because this is furthest from the light, is going to be a value of about 5. Okay, so once we have our 3 sides with varying shades going from lightest to medium to dark, we're going to draw our shadow in. The shadow is going to follow the direction of the sun. So the shadow will come this way from both corners. It'll follow the top across, and it'll follow this diagonal there. And then we'll just very lightly shade that shadow in. Blend it, try to get rid of these lines on the edge. And then where the shadow and the object meet, especially in the darkest areas, the shadow gets more intense and it gets lighter as it goes out. It's even a little bit darker on this side here, so we'll blend that in. Kind of redefine this line, don't need to lose that. Okay, so we have our value scale, we have our three-dimensional object with some shading on it. If you squint your eyes at the object, it should look dimensional, it should look like it's coming off the page. We're going to create a horizon line. The horizon line is where the land and the sky meet. So we'll put it kind of about right, I think, here on our object. So just continue on behind the object outward, add a little bit of value to the foreground. All right, and now we're going to create some foothills in the background. So if you think about it, lower mountains, something like that. And because of the light and shadow, the side that is closest to the sun is going to be bright, and the side away from it's going to be darker. So this is a good example here. If you think about splitting it in fourths, this side is going to get more shadow. Although even it's close to the sun there, we're going to pretend the sun's really kind of much higher and further away. This one, you can't really see that, just over here, and then you can't really see it there. So we're going to do that and then just kind of blend in to some of the extra graphite. Your mountains in the background, think about them being taller, kind of wispy. And then once again, this is a great example here, this one. If you think about a light line, shade that in, pull that graphite in and make it much darker on the back side. Same thing there. All right, so this is a really quick version of the value lesson that we did. You'll want to start the video and stop the video in places where it's comfortable for you, but you want to get the value scale, the three-dimensional object, foreground, background, terms you need to know, vanishing point, horizon line, and this is called one-point perspective. All right, have a good day.